Welcome to Temple Builders Carpentry. Temple Builders, we problem solvers. Temple Builder safety first. Okay, Temple Builders, today we're talking about how to build your gable roof. Now, by the end of this series, you're gonna know everything you need to know to complete your project. Let's do it. Now, 3 common roof designs are your shed roof, which has 1 sloping side, your gable roof, which you see right here, which has 2 sloping sides, 1, 2, and your hip roof has 4 sloping sides. Now imagine that we have shingles on our gable roof right here. So we snatch that off. Up on our shingles is felt paper or underlayment. Now we snatch that off. We should come to our roof decking, whether it's OSB or plywood. Now we snatch that out. Then we come to our roof's framing, and that's what you see here. Now your gable roof is one of your more simpler roof designs to build, besides your shed roof, which has 1 sloping side. Your gable roof has 2 sloping sides, 1, 2. Now it's also one of your more common types of roof design. We can go through here and name the components of our roof. As we can see right here, we have our ridge board. Now, our ridge board is non-structural. A ridge beam is what you'll call a structural component. Now, let's come down here. We have our double top plate. Any rafter that runs from your double top plate to the face grain of your ridge board is a common rafter. So our gable roof is only made up of common rafters all throughout here, okay? Now, right here in the front, we're gonna fill up this space right here with gable studs. I only drew 1 of them so you can get a better picture of what you're looking at. We're also gonna have gable studs filling up our space back here. Now, if I'm building a shed or if I'm building a house, okay, if I'm gonna build it right now today, I'm the architect, I'm the designer, I'm the engineer, I'm the carpenter. I need to know how big my structure is gonna be, and I also need to know what's the slope. And get familiar with this sign right here. That's a slope diagram. Now, this is your unit rise, this leg of our triangle, and this is your unit run, which is the level leg of your triangle. Now, a unit rise of 7 or less is considered walkable, which means I can walk on this roof. Anything above 7 is not walkable unless you have equipment. Now, I'm gonna wanna do maintenance on this roof, so I need to pick a unit rise that's comfortable. So I chose a 4. Now, your unit run for common rafters is always going to be 12. Your unit run for hip rafters is 17. Today we're doing a gable roof, so we're not going to focus on hip rafters. Now, as you can see over here, now your unit run is how many inches you come in from the outside of your corner in towards your ridge board. So, like I said before, it's 12 inches for common rafters. So you come in 12. My unit rise is 4 inches. Come in 12, go up 4. Come in 12, go up 4. Come in 12, go up 4. This is how this works. This is how you're able to determine where to set your ridge board at and how long is your rafters. Now, the total run of this building, which the total run is when I get to the center of this building, the total run, we can count it. 12 inches is 1 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The total run of this building is 5 feet. This building span is 10 feet. Let's take a look up here, because we got to understand our terminology. from the outside of this wall to the outside of this wall is what's known as your total span, okay? From the outside of this wall to the center of your building is what's known as your total run. So you got your total run, you got your total span, and you also have your unit run, which we know is 12 inches, as I indicated. Now you also have right here, from your double top plate to your theoretical rise of your ridge board. Theoretical means in theory, right? So from your double top plate to the theoretical rise is your total rise, okay? Now, you see this dashed line right here. Let me try to explain this. Now your gable roof is just two right angle triangles, as you see right here. This leg of our triangle is called the base. This longest leg is called your hypotenuse. This vertical leg is your altitude. Now you can see those two right angle triangles right here, okay? This dashed line right here is our hypotenuse, okay? Right here on the top of our double top plate, that's your base. And right here is our altitude. Now, when we punch in our numbers, okay, and we're trying to get our total rise, our numbers is giving us our theoretical rise, okay? You see this dashed line? This is what this total rise is. That's your theoretical height, okay? That's your imaginary line. Now, when you add your ridge board and your rafters, okay, now you got to do another calculation in order to get your true rise, okay? And that's going to be your actual height of your ridge board. As you can see, my ridge board right there is higher than my total rise, which would be my theoretical length that I calculate. Let's go over some terms for your common rafter. Right here is your bird's mouth. Your bird's mouth allows your rafter to sit level on your double top plate. Right here is our stud. Now your bird's mouth is made up of two cuts. Your level cut right here is your seat cut. Your vertical cut right there is your plumb cut. Now your seat cut is the width of your top plate. So let's say right here we're using 2x4s for our top plate. So that's gonna be the width of your seat cut. Now your plumb cut should not be over 1/3 the length of your plumb cut line, because from here to here is your plumb cut line. Right here is your tail cut. And your level distance right here from your outside of your wall, that's the run of your overhang. Okay, this is an 8x5 structure. I'm measuring my diagonals. This is gonna make sure that my structure is square. So my measurement needs to be the same going from corner to corner, from this corner over to my diagonal corner. Now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna measure from this corner to the over there, making sure that the measurements are both the same. Okay, now let's measure the span of my building. Come down here. As you can see, our building span is 5 feet or 60 inches, okay? Now, we need to get the exact center of our building. So 5 divided by 2 gives us 2 feet, 6 inches. Put our crow's foot right there. We're gonna put our pencil on our crow's foot, bring up our speed square in order to make our center line. Right there. Now I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch on either side of the center line. there. Now, I'm finna lay out for my rafter right here at the corner of my building. I just take my speed square, make it flush with my double top plate. I'm gonna mark 1.5 inches. Right here, I'm back here, right there. X marks the spot. Okay, now I'm finna measure from my corner of my structure, 15.25 inches. I'm gonna make a crow's foot right there. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want my roof decking to break halfway on my rafter. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Now I get me a fastener, whether it's a screw or a nail. And I also wanna mention, when you're framing, you wanna use nails, okay? Because nails work better when you're framing. Now I take my tape measure and hook it on my 15.25. Now I can lay out 16 inches on center for my rafter. You see it's in red right there? Put a crow's foot, 16. Keep going, 32. Keep going, 48. Let's go, 64. Okay, and this last one right here gonna break right there. Now, since I pull my measurement from the right side of my building, okay, I want my X to fall on the left side of my line. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Put my pencil right here on my crow's foot. There's my center line. Now, my rafter gonna go on this side. X marks the spot right there. Same thing right here. Come here. On the left side. That's where my rafter goes. Left side. Left side. Okay, now let's go on the other side of our building. Okay, now I'm on the other side of my building. As you can see, here's my center line, and I got my X on the right side of my line. Okay, this is my rafter. Same thing right here. And look up here at my ridge board. Okay, you're gonna lay out your ridge board the same way as well. Okay, we haven't talked about drop at ridge. We're gonna talk about this in our next video, part 2. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm gonna tell y'all again, with your ridge board, you want it to be wider than your rafters, okay, than your common rafters. In our next video, we're gonna be talking about calculating common rafters. We're also gonna determine total rise, and we're also gonna determine true rise. So watch out for part 2. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, become our apprentice, Temple Builders.